I really am in like Hamo's ass crack right now.
Yeah.
I'm so deep in the groove.
How do you feel about that?
I don't love it. I'm hoping I can scooch left, but I think I get sucked in like it's a gravitational thing.
Yeah.
A whirlpool?
It's
Like
kind of a blowhole.
I'm a moon and your ass is a planet. I mean, that wasn't good.
I was watching a...
Tom's just so glad he doesn't have the headphones on today for that one.
Yeah.
That would have been an intense
I was
experience.
watching a video of a chick showing how to get out of a quicksand the other day.
Just in case?
Yeah. I don't know how, you just doom scroll until you're like, hold on, I might need to know this one day. So
Yeah.
anyway, I feel like I'm equipped to get out of a quicksand, but you don't really see or hear about quicksands as much these days.
We're going to put this on Reddit, Accidental Mulaney.
Yeah, that's good. You're on that Looney Tunes algorithm now. What do I do about big black anvils falling on me?
I just mean when I was
This
a kid.
goddamn Roadrunner so quick.
What you're going to want to do is hold a sign that says yikes.
I just remember as a kid, there's a lot more pop culture stuff involving quicksands.
Dude, this is like a John Mulaney joke, like word for word.
Yep.
I believe.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're playing it back.
Did I ever tell you about the time I was at the Salt and Pepper Diner?
What happened?
I mean,
Did you play a song?
I sure did.
He's not wrong though, old John.
Old John.
Old John Mulaney. He does have that kind of energy.
Yeah. Kind of sounds like a blues singer, though.
Yeah.
Old John Mulaney.
Old John Mulaney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soul to soul at the crossroads.
Big cheeks on him.
Big cheeks.
Big cheeks on the fella.
I think I'll be seeing some country blues at the meat festival that I'm going to this Sunday.
I got to say, that was one of the most desperate attempts for a hang I've ever seen. Because Hamo messages the Flog group chat being like, oh, does anyone want to come to Meatstock this weekend? And Tom and I are both away in Brisbane doing shows. Come check it out. And then we see in the wider group chat, for the people we respect less in comedy, Hamo runs it there the next morning. And you got to assume that he said it to the OGs before us.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I hadn't actually, but I was shopping for extra people. I wanted to get some kind of meat stock hang going. But anyway, it was
Shopping for extra people. What a slave adjacent sentence. Just wanted some extra people for the day.
Yeah.
Didn't care what color or race. That's fine. But
You couldn't afford to care. They were all saying no. Hammer's got his group chats arranged by race. I'll extend it to the Indian people. Hey, killer, what are you doing?
so, yep.
He's
going to
got
meat
group
stock.
chat apartheid.
I think there'll be a lot of guys wearing Alpha Blokes hats at this event.
At
as well.
Meatstock.
At Meatstock. That's
Where is
fun.
Meatstock?
It's at Homebush.
Okay.
I don't believe there'll be that many people wearing Alpha Blokes hat then. Too far south. Too far south for the blokes if our experience on the Gold Coast is anything to go by. The flight back, there were very few Alpha Blokes.
There were a handful.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's because what day did you go?
We flew back on the Sunday.
Yeah, that's where you made a mistake because a lot of them stayed for another session on the Sunday and flew back on the Monday.
Jeez.
So
I
we
think
saw-
our mistake may have been not leaving even earlier.
I think our mistake might have been going.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll put that out there.
No, good event. I had a great time.
They went again.
I think out of all of us, you probably objectively had the worst time.
Well, in terms of impact on my body, yes. I've still got a headache that seems to just linger every day, but I think I don't know if it's connected.
before the
You
podcast,
don't know if it's connected?
Before the podcast, Hammer was like, I don't know if it's linked, but I have been having severe headache since I started getting punched in the head a lot.
I'm very excited for the Andrew Hamilton, Aaron Hernandez crossover documentary. He started out as an innocent podcast with so much potential.
Andrew Chris Benoit Hamilton.
So, like, are you okay? Like,
think so.
not to take us to soft cock corner already.
My ribs are healing. They were pretty sore for like the week after the fight. That was a bit which I didn't notice had hurt at the time. The punches in the head hurt more than the ribs, but then the lingering effect days later, I started to notice the ribs way more.
So if listen to the wondering, Hammer lost his fight
Yeah.
comprehensively.
No, I would say it was a gallant defeat.
Yeah. We both said he won the third round, and then I rewatched some clips of the third round. I'm not sure he did.
No,
I was convinced at the time.
I was convinced it was the pure heart.
I think people could say I showed a lot of heart. There was courage.
Probably
but,
too much heart. I should have covered that up.
But I just didn't have the stamina, and he just outboxed me every round. So, yeah, it was a comprehensive defeat. Congratulations to Brizey. We had a good time, though.
Is it Brizey? Have we been pronouncing it wrong this whole time?
Well, it's Bryce or Brizey.
Oh, okay.
Once you've had that connection in the ring, you open up new nicknames.
Yeah.
He's family now.
The thing is, even though I lost, the whole thing was so much fun. I was having fun. I think you could see the ring. I was having fun.
I didn't catch that.
From where we were standing, I would say
Okay,
not.
Before the
Bryce
first
looked like he was having
before
fun.
the first round started, I was smiling. Before the fight started,
Yes.
and then when I tried to point at the ground, I thought there was 10 seconds to go, and it turned out there was 30. And I tried to do a Max Holloway and pointed to the ground and was like, "Let's go."
Yeah.
I was having fun for a moment then because I was like, I have exactly 10 seconds worth of energy left.
Yep.
The mistake was that there wasn't 10 seconds. The announcer stitched me up. I swear I heard 30 seconds. Oh, no, sorry. I thought I heard 10 seconds.
See, these are the voices that are going to Aaron Hernandez you eventually. I thought I heard murder him. He knows too much. So, yeah. They weren't even announcing times, I don't think.
He was.
He was.
He shouldn't have been, but he was at various points.
Right.
That ring announcer took a lot of liberties in his role. Remember he started singing Sweet Caroline for no reason?
Yeah.
But the guy, he just...
Was that fun, though?
He didn't... We could have sung without
I mean, we're
him.
white people, Hamo. It wasn't not fun. It's Sweet Caroline.
The
It gets
song
us
was
going.
fun. He didn't need to be. He
I
didn't need to
think-
be involved.
There was some very, the three kind of in-ring people. There was Fez.
Yes.
There was the guy in the cowboy hat.
Who
That's
had
Pooh
a...
Bandit.
Pooh Bandit.
I knew it had an
Okay.
anal-related name.
Pooh Bandit. And Fez. Yep.
Yeah.
Who is it? Wait, there's another Pooh-related name. There's a... You were saying the Pooh...
I thought it was Pooh
I thought
Bandit.
there was another one. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
And then there was
Pooh
the
Bandit.
third guy who was like the Bruce Buffett,
Yes.
like Bruce Buffet, really.
Bruce Buffet.
That's kind of his energy.
Yeah.
And he kind of looked like Rob Mills had gone through a very hard time.
Yes, and he has.
He had to sit next to Hammer on a plane.
I'm going to say
That is
Millsy-
brutal.
I'm going to say Millsy performed the songs of Bon Jovi in Parramatta in a few weeks.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I can't wait. Shout out to Millsy. It's going to be a lot of fun.
What a Mad Lib sentence. I'm going to see Australian C-lister perform the songs of old bands
Don't
in
bag
this
out
suburb.
my boy Rob Mills. We flew on a plane together. We're besties. He's going to be on the pod one day. Shout out. We love you, Millsy. He's an icon of Australian.
Can I ask where in Parramatta?
Riverside?
No. Yeah, maybe.
Wait, in a theatre?
It's a theatre.
It is a theatre. Okay, Riverside it is. Fair enough. I was thinking club,
Oh yeah.
It's a
RSL, that kind of energy.
RSL would make more sense.
Yeah.
The songs of
But-
Bon Jovi.
So those three announcers were truly bizarre, and there was a ref. Was the same ref all day?
Same ref all day.
Should we just kind of give the full context? Like, let's just assume for some reason floggers just aren't aware
This is the time to tune in.
of what happened.
Okay.
Let's just start the thing off. We've been talking about Hamo's fight
Yep.
at the Podcast Royale 2.0.
Not
Podcast Royale.
the Potty Royale,
The
which
Potty
you told
Royale.
us it was called, that we kept saying to people, and they were
Potty
like, wait,
Royale,
what?
the Podcast Royale. Well, I mean, who's not going to call it the Potty Royale? It sounds-
Anyone else?
Them,
But-
their URL.
But run by some of Australia's biggest podcasters. You've got the boys from Alpha Blokes, you've got the guys from Two Flogs, and you've got Knuckles from Proper True Yarn, and they have an event company called Alpha Events. They put the event on last year, and this year it was bigger, it was better. They had more fighters. They had, and I think everyone apparently worked a lot harder to put on a good show. That last year was the first time around. They didn't really know that they were doing too much with the fighting, and so this year.
I mean, what I took out of the day was professionalism.
Yes, absolutely.
was that the 7-man blindfold fight? Was that when you were like,
Yeah, because all the blindfolds are the same color. They've planned this. They haven't had to shop for some blindfolds on the day.
the blindfold fight? For anyone that didn't watch the pay-per-view, which is probably most of our listeners,
Why do you hate chronological order? Why do you hate it
sorry.
so much?
Okay.
We're trying to establish context and you're jumping into fight 7
Okay,
on the card?
Sorry.
We're going to go through this fight by fight, are we?
So
We're gonna have a
absolutely
recap.
not.
So no, but I did go to the weigh-in and the press conference, which is before you guys got there because you're dogs and you hate me.
We only flew in for the fight on the
Yes.
Saturday, but there was a full week of fight events
Yep.
that you went to with the OG crew.
Yes.
On Anzac Day, too.
Yep. There was a meet and greet with fans on Anzac Day. I didn't drink, so just say that.
Did a lot of the other boxers drink?
Don't know.
Oh.
I think some of them did. So all the guys in the 7-man blindfold fight were drinking at the press conference. They're
Yeah.
on stage. So I was like, they're not taking this seriously.
Wait, the people in the 7-man blindfold fight?
We're
Yeah.
taking it seriously.
Jesus, they
Can't
weren't
get
worried.
blind right now.
They weren't worried about their conditioning.
No. That
No.
that fight, I think if there was a fight you wanted to be in, it was that. That was by far the safest fight. No one was getting hit.
Because what? It was 7 men blindfolded, 1 actual blind guy?
That's right.
I think it was 6 men blindfolded, 1 actual blind guy.
Yes, correct. So the press conference was probably the highlight of where I won the press conference at least.
10-7 in the press conference.
So your professional record is 1-1.
It was surprising how many guys for a press conference for the podcast Royale didn't come with enough banter lined up. There was
Well, they're saving it for the pod. Famously. Why don't I waste this here?
why would I shine now in front of 1,500 people here at a press conference when on my small podcast?
If you know what I'm going to do to you, tune into the Patreon. New episode drops tomorrow.
So, yes, I had a couple of ziggers for Brizey.
You did win. It was comprehensive.
Yeah.
I think it's on the Floggram, maybe?
Yeah, I called him gay. I told him he looked like an egg. I told him his podcast was shit. And, that's just good comedy.
And before, Tom wrote most of that. So, 2/3 of the cabin were utilized to come up with these blistering insults.
That's not entirely true. Hamo sent me a list of things that he was like, I'm going to call him an egg. I'm going to do this. I'm like, you should call him Humpty Dumb Cunt. And I'm like, that's enough for me. And then when Hamo posted the video of the press conference of that highlight, I posted in the comments, Humpty Dumb Cunt crying face emoji, just trying to see if I could get some likes out of it. I think we can all agree that bit was funny, right?
What a petty little man.
Someone commented, that one killed me too, Tom.
I was annoyed. I thought Tom was going to give me more builds for the stuff I'd written, but then I had to admit, just that one was a good one. That was
Yeah.
It was quite quick, this press conference. It was 3 questions each.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be more Q&A from the audience and that kind of stuff, but I think people had a good time.
There were so many. There are 24 fighters. No, actually more if you include the blind one.
Yeah.
Because we give the floggers some kind of sense of scale. 5,000 people on the day watching the fight, but at the press conference, you said there were hundreds of people there.
I think they said there was 1,200 to 1,500 people there just for the press conference.
They put the press conference on YouTube that evening, and the next morning it already had 10,000 views after 10 hours.
Insane.
Yeah, that's
Big numbers.
big numbers.
But yep, the Alpha Blokes cult get around these events, which is great.
It is crazy. I mean, we were talking about this. You walk around the Gold Coast on the day off. Granted, we're right near where the fights were taking place. Everyone's sporting merch.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yep, crazy to spot. It makes it very easy to know when you do a comedy show how many Alpha Blokes fans you have in the audience because you can spot them.
Well, Hamo, I actually know that answer before I even look out. That would be fucking -1, actually.
You can just ask the bar staff, how many Bundys have you sold?
Yeah.
Were they even on the Bundys? I don't think I had Bundy at the event.
No,
I think you clocked that, and I was like, there's going to be a problem.
They had Jim Beam, I think.
They had Bundys at the after party.
Okay.
And 4X. And what else was I drinking? I can't remember. But yes, so the press conference was a lot of fun. I actually felt nervous when we did the ring walk and the weigh in. I felt like when I looked around at how many seats were in this bloody theatre, in the convention centre.
The theatre.
I'm about to perform, boys.
It's at the Riverside.
We left before the curtain call.
I did feel a bit of nerves. There were different nerves to what I'm used to because I've been so convinced for so long. I'm like, I get up on stage all the time. I'm used to these nerves, but it was a different kind. And then
Are you saying there's multiple kinds of nerves?
You're walking into the ring, asking the referee, "How long you want me to do?"
The bell means I got 1 minute left, right? Actually, yes. Weird crossover. Yeah, because and you were the final fight of the thing, so you had a long day because we flew in kind of not first flight out of Sydney, but pretty early.
Yep.
And then you were on at 8 p.m.
8:30, I think.
Yeah.
And you were just kind of there all day, just kind of waiting.
No, I watched the first half of the fights at home on pay-per-view.
But these are questions I had going in terms of Hamo's fight day preparation, because you had the OGs there and you had Nikki there, your girlfriend. So what are you waking up regular time? Are you trying to sleep in? Is there a specific fight day diet?
That's a good question. I think I just had some chicken and eggs for breakfast, and I had Guzman for lunch.
That's insane on a fight day. I won't even have Guzman preset. That's a post-set meal.
What do you mean?
Because it reverses on you. It's tough in the tummy. You want some nice plain pasta, some carbs.
No, I reckon Guzman's pretty good.
Guzman's fine.
Before a fight, you're about to get punched in the stomach.
Beef brisket.
Yeah.
It was at like midday.
There's action in there.
We saw him when we went to visit him on fight day, just shoveling sour and cream Pringles in your mouth, which I've never seen Floyd Mayweather do.
It's because he's that fast. Can't even catch it on camera.
Well, this is after the weigh-in. The job's done. I'd already been weighed in. So like, what do you want from me?
Just so you feel good in the ring.
Yeah.
So you got something to build from. It's like Beatty's doing marathons, isn't she? What do they do? It's pasta. It's heaps of pasta the night before. Yeah.
And then some kind of toast or bagels the morning of, and then she's got the energy gels. She's doing those ones.
What are energy gels?
Oh, just like little gel packets that are filled with caffeine, and I think it's mostly just sugar, kind of keep you going as you go.
I think Goxie was having flavored milk.
Yeah, and it worked for him. Maybe you should try that next year.
That's the secret?
Yeah.
Strawberry move? Is he on move or oak? He's oak, I believe. Or dare?
Big M? What?
Is Big M still going?
I don't know. Have they stopped Big M?
I'm out of the flavoured milk game, to be fair.
I'm not up to date with the market and who's the major
Surely
players
Oak is still there because they sponsor the Panthers. That's all I know.
That's true.
They had that Panthers press conference in front of all the milk stuff.
And then I had a feeling that Big M and Move were kind of like a Hungry Jack's Burger King situation.
Oh.
Same inputs, but different places. But I can't confirm.
A lot to think about. So I just had normal food on the day, and I try to remain chill and just like warm up, but like not like over exert because I still got the fatigue issues. So I was like, I don't want to.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to.
Forgotten about that. The whole chronic fatigue thing.
Chronic fatigue. So I was like, I don't want to like exhaust myself training and then like have nothing left for the fight. So
and you took that approach not just on fight day, but in the 3 months preceding.
Yeah.
I would have had to have trained heaps. That could have been a problem.
Hey, I got in pretty good physical shape. I looked pretty good.
You look good.
Yeah, but then I just didn't have the cardio to keep up with a guy who had actually been.
Hey, also the technical skills.
Yeah, or the power.
Oh, the power.
Yeah.
Head movement. You really didn't have anything.
Tactics, support of the fence.
But I had a great walkout song.
That's true.
I won the walkout song. I won the press conference. 2-1, Brizey.
Press conference and walkout song. I'm an entertainer at Hard Boys. Did I entertain?
That's why you and Millsy get on.
So, did I add value to the fight? Yes, I was a punching bag for the more popular guy.
He was very popular.
Yeah.
And I thought you were popular.
Yeah.
Bryce, very popular and just a really great guy. So
He did seem really nice.
He's one of the nicest.
When he was like bashing you, I was like, this guy seems great.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah. What a
One of
line.
the
I
best.
don't know him well.
Yeah.
If you're going to get bashed by one of the best, boys. That's what I say.
That's not what I've heard at all, actually. I prefer to get bashed by one of the worst. Honestly, a real piece of shit, bad basher. They're bad at most things.
I actually sent him. So one of my dumb jokes that I said at the press conference, which I also ripped on the event, I said, just to add some class to this bogan event, I've written a poem. And so I can see already all the boys in the country hats and flannels were loving that, like, taking the piss out of them for being bogans.
Yeah, and
Plus poetry.
yeah,
They're
they
two
were,
favorite things.
they were so excited for your acrostic.
And I said, roses
P.
I said, roses are red, violets are blue, Bryce, you're gay, and I'm going to bash you. And so, just simple stuff there.
In the crowd or the bogans?
So I have sent Bryce a copy of my book signed, and also I framed. I got the poem framed for him. I sent it to him.
That's nice. I mean, when you find someone to read them out, he's going to be touched.
So
I was just like, but
Anyway.
on the fight day, you woke up like regular time? I thought you'd be like sleeping in. You'd just be trying to rest for as long as you can so you're amped up.
I went to bed pretty early, and then I probably had like 10 hours.
Yeah.
So I went to bed around 11, woke up around 10. And then I was like, you know what, I feel rested up. I did try and go lay down like in the middle of the day at like 1 to have a little nappy nap, but I found myself I was too wired. There was too much going on.
Yeah.
At
See,
that point.
that's what I think is like a real kind of overlooked. Because like with comedy, right, you can have that. You can have like your brain's all like, we're ready for the gig. It's time. Like everything's going. And then you're like, actually, I don't have to be on stage for like 2 hours. And then by the time you're on stage, you've had the adrenaline dump. And now you're just kind of down. And you're not ready. And I feel like him having done it before he would have been like more used to the emotions on the day and like how to just kind of stay chill until, because really what you want to amp up at like 7 p.m. Like if you're fighting at 8:30, it's just like just chill, flatline, eat, relax, sleep, whatever,
Yeah.
and then just really start going up.
Even later, yeah, about like 45 minutes before you jump in the ring is when you want to start to begin your ascent. So I had a fight like 8 years ago. But I think as much as I did feel different nerves when we did the walkthrough, when we actually were warming up and I was ready to go out, the nerves felt very much like comedy nerves. I was used to them.
Oh, that's interesting.
And so I felt relaxed. And so when I walked out and by the time I got in the ring, I felt like generally nothing like different to what I normally would feel, which was, I don't know if that was a help or a hindrance because I didn't have any like amped up like fight. You're about to fight nerves. I felt like we're just putting on a show nerves.
Yeah, I think you probably want to have those fight nerves.
Yeah.
I feel like just like, oh, if this first punch bombs, I'll get him on the next one.
Just close strong.
And then
Start with your second best punch and then your best punch.
yeah, I started getting peppered with punches. And
Did you remember much of like the actual fight? And have you rewatched it?
I have rewatched it, and it wasn't as bad as what I thought when I felt them. But at the end of the first round, I was like, I am so not like fit enough for this. I'm fucked. I can't last 2 more rounds. Kill me. I want to die. I want to quit. Kill myself. Like, just, I hope there's poison in this water that my coach is feeding me because this is the end. And then before you finish that thought, it's like ding, 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 ding.
I thought they'd had more time. Could have learned how to tie a knot.
The second round was incredibly bad. It was much worse than the first because I had gassed out and he was just firing up. So I just got destroyed the second round. He really flogged me. And
I was worried in the second round. I thought he was going to put you down in the second round.
he punched me so hard in the head so many times and I think he was going to knock me out. But then he hit me on the other side and it kind of like corrected me.
Life's all about balance.
And like he like fucked me up and then like poof, he hit me on the other side and suddenly I came good. And then thank God somehow
Fucking
the round
idiot. What a moron, Bryce.
and then
Why'd you punch him on his right side?
Where's that fight IQ,
and then
dickhead?
somehow, thank God, it was like ding ding ding. The round was over. And by that point, I think I was so, what's the word? Delirious and beaten up. I was like, oh, I think I can survive this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got your second wind.
Am I second? Well, maybe it was my first win. I don't know. But by that stage, I was like, I can survive this. And then when I heard there was 30 seconds ago, 10 seconds ago, I thought, bring it home, Hamilton. Show him something.
Imagine if you knocked him out. Imagine you just kind of winged one. God, gone out in a blaze of glory.
Dare to dream.
Did the rounds feel long in the ring? Because like ringside, I thought they felt long. Like
Yeah.
I was like there and I was just like, man, like it's still going. Like for God's sake, give him a break. You know?
Normally when you watch like pro fights, when it's like 12 3-minute rounds, the rounds feel short, I find. But no, it's surprising that you're saying that you're watching it and they felt long because maybe it's because if you know someone, you're like more involved in it, or maybe if it's amateurs because there's less of that dancing around. It's just straight into the fucking whacking. I don't know what the reason is.
Well, it's just like because we work in time and like having done comedy for as long as I have, like someone can be on stage and be like, they've done about 7. Like I can be like pretty much on it, but in that thing, it was just all out of whack.
Yeah.
I think because it's just a different. I don't know, just a different pace, I guess.
Yeah.
But it just felt I was just there, and I'm like, fuck, man. Like there's so long to go in this. Like I really did feel that way.
Yeah, I didn't as much, but I definitely I could empathize with how exhausted Hamo looked and felt. Like I just know that feeling of when you're so tired, you're like, I can't keep doing this. And usually you can just stop and you can just kind of pussy out, but you couldn't because 4,000 people were watching. Yeah. So you can't stop. And the consequences aren't just you're going to feel bad. Like he's going to hit you a lot.
Yeah. They got to the point where I was like, the only win I have now is if I just take a beating well, like a man in front of this audience. And so I just kept standing.
I guess you got that win as well. So 3-1.
I reckon alternatively, you just take one punch and you go down really dramatically and just don't move. So it looks so dire, no one cheers against you. You know, where everyone's really worried about you, like it's some kind of horrible rugby league injury.
Well, considering the lingering headaches and the sore ribs I've had, part of me does wish I got knocked out early because that probably would have left.
Because getting knocked out, there's never any after effects for that.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
It's a fresh start.
CT, that's a myth. All those NFL players were weird the whole time.
Hey, I could have taken a dive. That would have been pretty good.
Was there betting?
There was last year. I don't think there was betting up this year, but
Surely it needs to be sanctioned to be betting, right? Surely.
Oh, but they just started,
Oh, I'm sure someone was betting.
No, it was like, they told some betting app, but they were like, we know the fighters, we'll tell you the odds. And
cool.
They just put it up.
Trust us, cunt.
Heaps legit.
Yeah,
No, I know him. He's shit. He's going down in the fourth. I mean, what?
Now I got a couple of texts from his trainer. That's we got the inside word on.
Yeah, Bricktop said it's going to happen. Anyone get the reference? Snatch? No? Okay.
Bricktop. Oh yeah.
That's
of
not
course.
bad. It's going down in the fourth.
Classic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it was tough viewing. I annoyed Tom a lot because I was yelling out
That's what I was
boxing
gonna say.
advice.
So annoying.
Yeah.
At me?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear a word.
Use your reach. Use your reach, Hammer. Jab,
The jab.
Hammer.
It's the most
Use
important
jab.
punch in boxing. The
couldn't-
jab. I learned that during the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight.
I couldn't even hear my coach, Joe Kwan, shout out Joe, when he was trying to tell me stuff in between rounds. I don't remember a single word.
What about, because I was just doing a lot of, come on, Hammer, give it to him, move, Hammer, go on. And we getting any of that or
You
no?
can't hear a single thing.
No,
See, I was being
Your
more
head-
specific.
God.
Your head is ringing. It's just like your own thoughts yelling at you, like, just don't die. And
What-
then just
was
like
there a
the
plan?
murmur. Yeah, there was a plan.
What was the plan?
Well, the plan involved me not being exhausted immediately, and then I was gonna jab. I was gonna go to the body. I was gonna be going, and then I wanted to, my power punch. My move was gonna be to slip one of his punches, which I never did. Jab to the body, and then an overhand right. And by the time I started deciding I needed to do that, I lacked the speed to dodge his punches and also the ability to throw a punch with any power. So it really meant that, by the time I did it, you might have seen me just throw a telegraph punch that he easily would just backed from. And so, yeah, there's a lot of learning from that. If I ever do it again, and there's a fair chance I will do it again at some point, but I would actually now I know the level that you need to get to be competitive.
Yeah, I mean, I think really you were stitched up probably more than anyone else there, in the sense that the guy you were fighting is just a guy with a job and a podcast.
Well, he's got a family and he's got a lot of other commitments.
But his life is structured. It's in the same place. You're on tour for 3 months, and then you just have to fight this guy.
Yeah, but I think that if I was going to do it again, I'd probably be in a similar situation, right? Because now I just know the level that I would have to try and find a way to manage to be able to be competitive.
But I just think it's so much harder. I think if you work, I just look at my friends with 9-to-5 jobs and stuff. They've got hobbies. They got multiple ones.
Yeah.
They're like, what if I do this as well as golf? And I'm like, what? Whereas if you're just on the road all the time, it's like, how do you possibly structure that?
Sure, but I mean, I didn't help by having beers most of the time that I was at these festivals, and my diet was up and down. So
Yeah, because you've never had a beer in Sydney.
there's-
It's only when you're in a state.
I'm just saying there was certainly discipline things, and I didn't do any sparring.
No, Hammer, Dan's right. You have the hardest job in the world. How could you possibly have stand-up comedy and boxing? You can't do both of those things.
Thank you. When you put it like that, you're right. It's a miracle that I survived 3 rounds. I'm actually an inspiration.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think any of that's an excuse. But now, I know the level that I would need to get to. So I think that if there gets to a point where I get talking to it again, I'll find a way to rise to it.
So just to be clear, your plan next time is to be better.
Yeah.
Okay.
And take it more seriously.
Good. Great.
He's actually going to quit stand-up, the hardest job in the world.
Yeah, I know. Instead, get a family and a full-time
Is
job.
that not?
Yeah.
Is that not a good game plan? And actually, no, so be better, work harder, and actually do more specific boxing training.
So you said you didn't do any sparring.
I was doing a lot of I was doing pads and weights and some cardio at the gym, but I wasn't doing any sparring.
That
God.
That
Can't
doesn't.
believe it didn't go better for you. This is insane.
What was that? A active choice? Were
I
they
just
like,
ran- I
hey, let's
ran
not waste you?
I ran out of time, and then by the time I was going to sign up to any of the local Sydney boxing gyms, I was like, it's embarrassing if I'm like, hey, I want to do some sparring. I've got to fight in 4 weeks. It's like, it looked like a fucking ass clown. So I was just like, this ship has sailed.
Yeah. I'd rather embarrass myself in front of 4,500 people than 12 people at a gym. That'd be awkward.
Look, yeah, if I could have my time again, there's some things I would do differently. But
Yeah.
that being said,
And dare
God,
I
I showed
say,
that.
when you do it again, you won't do anything differently. And you'll still be smashing beers at the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
no, well, then get me an opponent who's also a full-time comic.
He's sitting right next to you.
Tom, you want to fight?
So there has been a few comments about getting you guys, me versus you guys as like a tag team or something like that.
I like that.
Why do you like that?
You and me on Hammer?
What am I gonna like crouch behind him and you push him?
I'm going to turn heel midway through and turn on.
Yeah, this fight is one-sided. Dan's just getting bashed. Anna's in the middle. That seems unfair.
Are they allowed to use the chair? Sounds like a lot.
The referee's out on the campus. Hammer hits me with the belt and I'm down.
I'm going to pull a stapler out of my ass cheeks.
Why is it in your ass cheeks?
Well, because I'm an ex-con. It's part of my character. You know, it's like, oh.
It's part of the gimmick.
If there was an Alpha Events pro wrestling event, I'd give it a go.
I'd like that. Could you talk to them about that?
All right.
I can enter that.
There was
I could be Hammo's manager. He goes to talk to him and no, shh, 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 shh.
There was another sporting event showcased at the after party, which was also an amazing
Oh, I
event.
loved this. Yeah.
And so, I mean, I heard on the Alpha Blokes podcast, Tommy Dale pointed out that when you consider everything about the actual boxing night, it's amazing how well behaved all these fellas were at the after party. Because it's like just drinking for like 6 hours straight. There's testosterone. There's basically nude chicks. And then they go to an after party and everyone was just so polite the whole time.
Well, this is one of the bets. We did a podcast before and after, just Dan and I talking about what we expected from the event and the outcome. And one of the things we talked about was, will we see a fight outside of the ring? And I was sure we were going to see at least one. But no, everyone was very, very polite.
Did I back zero?
You said zero?
I backed zero. Yeah,
It was
kind of
crazy.
called it.
At the after party, I mean, I was trying to hang out with Tom and Nikki and the OGs guys, but I just...
No,
was-
you were
That
gone.
sucks.
this is after you left quite
No,
early.
This is rough.
You
pretty
left
good.
quite early.
I mean, I left it like
typical Dan, can't handle the drink. Can't do it.
I couldn't get a moment to myself. Everyone wanted a bloody photo at a yard.
We tried to get Hammer like out of there, like he was, to the last chopper in Vietnam, and he just couldn't stop taking photos with people.
what Hammo?
And
Usually hates his fans.
there was a point after about this 1000th yard where my head started to really ring from all the punches in the head, and I was like, I think my health is declining rapidly.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah. Can you?
Yeah, talking to you.
Okay, that's but there were pockets around, like, so what is it, like 2,000 guys at this after party? It's like 90,
And when he says guys,
it's like 98% dudes. It's like 98% dudes. And around the room, this is at the Gold Coast Casino. What is it? The Crown? Star. They had these pockets of goanna wrestling going on. And so for anyone who doesn't know, goanna wrestling is, it has to be an Australian sport. Yeah? Invented in Australia?
What do you reckon about the name? Think about it. Give us a thought.
Jesus.
Where do you reckon kangaroo courts from? If you had to
For any of
guess.
our international audience or people that have lived in metro areas and never heard of goanna wrestling, it is. I've played it. I've goanna wrestled quite a few times in my life. It is basically tug of war, but it's a one-on-one mano-a-mano event where you have two belts, you tie them together, and you put them around the back of your head, and then you get into kind of a goanna position.
Jesus Christ. You're on all fours. You're facing each other. For fuck's sake, man. Get a brain scan. Jesus Christ.
Hammer calls it goanna style when he does it from behind.
So you get into
It's kind of like a goanna position.
So you get into goanna mount, and then you get to goanna mount on all fours like a lizard with like your neck up at a solid kind of, I don't know, angle to hold onto the belt, and then you try and pull the other guy back. So it requires good neck strength and also good triceps, really, and quite a good kind of wide stance.
Why
with the
triceps?
legs.
Why triceps? It's the whole body you're pushing.
Well,
it's shoulder.
the
It's your legs.
you're pulling back with
Be a lats, wouldn't it?
it feels tricey to me.
Tricey?
It's Tracy.
Feels tricey. to me.
Tracy.
Well, as someone who's the only one here who has actually Goanna wrestled before.
I've gone and wrestled.
Have you?
Yeah.
Fuck off. When?
Just with private school boys in the Hunter Valley.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It really hurt. The next day I did win. After that, your neck's really stiff the next day.
Yeah. So there was a lot of that going on.
Did you go and wrestle on the night?
I didn't have the energy left for that,
No,
but
that's fair.
a killer had a go.
Yeah, you sure did.
He got absolutely demolished.
I can't believe you think I haven't Goanna wrestled.
Have you?
Yeah, but with an actual Goanna Greco-Roman.
Oh my god, you sicken me.
Yeah, I see two dudes with belts tied to their heads trying to back off each other. And I'm like, can I have a go? I'm like, can I go?
So the event was a success. I had a fantastic time. It was amazing to see such big crowds, and it was like it's crazy to see that many people come to see it's like non-professional boxers just punching each other.
Yeah.
So. Yes.
I thought the one thing with the event you mentioned is the pay-per-view is a problem. Just if any floggers tried to watch it at home and had issues, there was a streaming thing.
I think there
I
was.
don't think the problem was too many floggers, perhaps.
I think it might have
You
been.
think it was just us?
The worldwide flog. All logged in.
Yeah, there were some mixed results. I think with the pay per view, I got on fine because I got on just before the whole telecast started. But I think some people had some trouble that they invited all their friends over, and there was some tech issues with it. I think there was just too much demand for their servers, and they weren't equipped for it. So anyway, that would have been frustrating, and I think that they're dealing with that, just making sure that everyone gets refunded or whatever. But I saw it live, worked fine for me, and then I've watched the replay a couple of times. So.
Yeah, because I've obviously been taking the piss as is my custom, but it was well run. Like you got to give them a lot of credit
really
for the
well done.
event on the day. Like having been a part of equally large events like Burger Palooza and
true.
Burger Palooza 2.0, I think they really ran it swimmingly.
Yeah.
There were far more incidents at the Portuguese club in Marrickville,
I think between
where Millsy will be performing pretty soon.
the guys running it, the commentary, even the pay-per-view commentary, which was run by the boys from Hello Sports, like it was just good entertainment all around. And I think when you go to like actual Australian boxing events, you're like, they could probably learn a couple of things from those guys in terms of like just what loose crowds at a boxing event want to see, just in terms of the entertainment.
Yeah, hot chicks and blindfolded men.
Yeah.
Hey. Also, some sculling of beers in the ring. There was that poor bloke that almost got G'd up to do like three. Like,
Oh, that was it, right? There was the shoey, and then he's like, "What about a rooey?" And then he brings out like a weird kangaroo-shaped funnel.
beer bong. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was this? I don't remember this.
Oh well, I was paying close attention.
Anyway,
that
You know
sounds
me.
like
I'm a
I
fight
think-
fan.
I think he got out of the ring and then he spewed straight after, and everyone
Great.
applauded him for not spewing in the ring.
Oh, that's good.
But
That's nice.
there was also a bit where they had one of the ring commentators, interviewed like a shy Polynesian security guard. Did
Oh,
you see
yeah.
that?
I saw that.
Yeah. And they were like, so when everyone goes nuts in here and tries to fucking throw shit, what are you going to do about it? And it's like, tell them to stop. And he's like, there you go.
Yeah. And I hope the Australian Boxing Commission was paying attention. That's what we want to see. Bullying the security.
Yeah.
We also saw one of the organizers of the event promise to do a backflip. Remember this? This was out there.
Oh, that was big.
Where he's like, I'm going to do a backflip. So I need one of the announcers, hey, can you get down on one
Pooh
knee?
Bandit, I believe.
Pooh Bandit, get down on one knee. I'm going to do a backflip off your knee. And then he just jumped up, hopped up on his knee and humped his face.
Yeah, that's an old Knuckles special.
Oh, the knuckle special.
Yep. Thanks to
Can't
Knuckles.
believe
And
this-
also, thank you to my sponsor for the fight, Big Noise Audio out of Sydney. Tyson, who's a flogger.
Nice. Big Noise Audio.
Yep.
What do they do?
Bignoise.com.au, all your audio visual needs. They do
Like what? What are they?
just everything. Indoor,
Wow.
outdoor, major events, whatever you need.
Right, okay.
They got you.
So it's production.
Yeah.
Audio production, like live productions.
Audio visual needs, Tom.
Yes.
And why is it
Sure.
called Big Noise?
Because they can make a loud amount of noise.
But what about the vision? Big vision.
they have that? That's a second point.
It's written down, isn't it? You can see it.
Just go to Big Noise.
All right, speaking of sponsors, should we do a pilot ad?
Let's do it.
All right, this one is actually.
Can't believe Pilot didn't, you stayed in there for all 3 rounds.
That's
With
true.
Pilot.
We're trying to get him on board.
We tried to push it over the
Too slow.
Couldn't get it done.
Oh, really?
Nah.
get the
Well,
pilot.
it's just too much stuff.
Too much red tape.
Too much red tape. All right, Hammer. This one it's a fight themed pilot ad for you, and it's gonna. This is my only acting note on this. You just gotta read it as it is, and just lean into it. You'll see what I mean. Just trust me.
I'll do my best.
All right, here we go.
What a bizarre note. Don't do anything.
No, just don't second guess it.
Hey there, floggers. Recently concussed Andrew Hamilton here. You know, erectile dysfunction has to be one of the most likely possible causes of. Sorry, what was I talking about? All right, yeah. Erectile dysfunction can really sneak up on you. That's why I use pilots. Pilots, helpful treatments help men get help in the bedroom, and trust me, it helps. Erectile dysfunction can really sneak up on you. That's why I use Pilot. Go to pilot.com.au today. Use code FLOGGERS20 at pilot.com.au and you can get $20 off your first order at pilot.com.au by using the code FLOGGERS20 to get $20 off. Hard. Made Pilot. Easy.
That was good. That was well done.
Bit of fun.
That reminds me, that thing in editing those reels now, where it goes into the start again, so you don't kind of see the video end
what's
as
the
much.
loops and it keeps going, yeah.
Also the plural, pilots.
Pilots, yeah.
Pilots.
A lot of detail in there.
That was good. That was a good read, Emma. Actually, I was impressed.
Well, part of it was Tom's writing, and then part of it was just my own dumb behavior.
Yeah.
It's very natural.
I needed you to not second guess that dumb behavior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he never has before.
No, and never will.
Never will. But yeah, we're proud of you, man.
Thanks, brother.
We're proud.
Yeah. I'm more of a Bryce guy. He's just so nice.
It's so annoying that he's such a good bloke.
You had beers with him after, the whole next day.
The next day, we had a great hang. We had beers. He shouted me lunch, which was lovely. And we had an old chin wag. And
also, how good was this? In the Flog Cabin group chat, Hammer sent a message at 9:30. My head is not good. Seriously. Dan, is everything okay? Silence. Hammer's like, this can wait till the morning.
Yeah, I was up all night. Just couldn't have been more concerned.
Yeah.
Actually, I just realised we could segue stitch this.
Please.
Humpty Dumb Cunt. I think I said that about Peter Dutton during the Chatswood show. Not that you would have been paying enough attention to notice.
I heard you talk about him being an egg, and you called him Humpty Dumpty. You didn't say Humpty Dumb Cunt.
Yeah, it was there. It was
there.
You're writing for two flogs.
No, I appreciate you not using my material that way.
Oh.
Should have asked. First.
Well, I was riffing. I was just riffing. I thought it was common.
In between saving audience members at your show.
What happened?
There was a drunk chick.
What?
There was a drunk chick at Dan's show.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Hamo realised and tried to root it.
Hey, there was no trying about it. The job done.
Oh, God. All right.
Sorry,
he was actually a very good Samaritan.
Sorry to concourse bathrooms, but no,
Just to the bathroom?
She tried to get out, and she knocked over
God.
some guy's Pringles, and then she was banging on the this emergency exit, which was locked
During the show? Before the show?
mid-show.
Oh, right.
She was trying to get out this exit door, and it wasn't working. She was just rattling. It was just making this noise, and so her friend was trying to help her, and so I went down to be like, no, you got to go out the entrance, and then she just kind of passed me her friend to handle, and so I had to carry her, kind of her leaning on me, had to carry out, and she was kept going to me, I'm fine, and I wasn't sure if she was having a medical episode or what.
This is the same place in Concourse you were last year?
Yeah.
So I'm imagining it's kind of in the aisle between the front and the back
Correct.
of the show, right? So there would have been, were people noticing? Is it a thing?
Oh, yeah.
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 Did you notice?
Yeah, I saw movement.
Yeah.
I saw, someone's clearly moving out and it's got the attention of the rest of the audience.
Yeah.
And I was like, have they walked out? I don't think I've said anything even vaguely close to walkout worthy. I assume there must have been some kind of medically thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's what I
was-
thought. The
yeah.
way she said I'm fine, but then she had very glassy eyes. I wasn't sure what the fuck was going on until we got out there, and then her friend was like, "Sorry, she's just had a few too many to drink." And I was, "Oh, it's just a drunk chick."
Yeah.
And then I dropped her on the ground.
My work here is done.
I was trying to help you. I was trying to help Daniel's show.
Yeah. And stay out.
So, anyway.
It was good of you because you intervened while others did nothing.
Yeah.
You sprang to you stopped checking your Instagram DMs for 1 second.
I did, which was very difficult.
Yeah.
I had to put down my phone and my beer.
And my phone's
And
beer.
a guy made a comment to Muggleton at the end when we were at our merch table. I was also selling my books.
You getting a cut of Dan's t-shirts?
You know, he was selling the books. You know why? Because I was still in my fucking car from Melbourne. I drove them back. They were still in the boot, and I was like, "Hammo, you may as well sell them."
And I got rid of over half. So
How many books did you sell?
13 out of 20.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think he made more merch than me.
Yeah,
But-
Bastard.
But this guy said, "Great opener," and even he said, "Also nice guy." He helped a woman out.
Yeah.
I was like, there you go. Well, let's making sure a few people saw it.
Yeah.
I kept turning around just so they could see my face in the dark, so they wouldn't think it was just some random dude.
Just like thumbs up. Yeah. God.
I was on earlier.
Yeah.
I'm helping. Buy my book. Right, we're gonna write it up. Yeah, Josh probably edited that out. Don't know if that's staying in. But yeah, have a open, and it was election night,
Election night
and we were backstage because you had an election night show as well.
in Canberra.
All the
Both
flogs
places.
performing on election night.
Yeah.
Election night in Canberra, huge. It was a rescheduled show,
Yep.
and you didn't know the election was on that night when you switched it.
It was not on that night when I switched it.
It got called.
It got called after I'd already switched it
In Canberra.
in Canberra.
Right.
Was it just a completely wrong place, wrong time?
You know, it was a real issue. Was as I was going there, I'm like, well, this is an impossible task. You know, election night, and then you notice that your venue has 2 performance rooms, and one of them seems to have sold really well. And you're like, maybe it's me. We're sold out. You want to? We can send some of our fans to your show if you want. We got an excess. Like, oh, good, thank you.
Did they actually?
No, well, I think like it was pretty busy. The main part was pretty busy. And I'm like, oh, god damn.
Was it election themed? The main thing.
I don't believe so.
Oh well.
So do you have any people come to your show or not?
I there were people there. I wouldn't say many,
Okay.
but yeah, there were 13.
Okay. That's a show. And were they keen on
They were
your
good. They were really
keen
good.
on your timely political takes?
My only take was like, don't worry, guys, we're gonna wrap up at 8:00 and we can get to the trumpets of Patriots victory party after this.
There we
I
go.
did well, and that was the last mention of the election for the
And
rest
how
of
was the
evening.
victory party?
Man, 0 seats, disappointing. But I'll run next time. I don't really know what the trumpet of Patriots stand for. Do you?
They're going to reduce government spending to ease the cost of living.
Oh,
because
it's-
it's government waste, Tom.
It's the old Elon Musk.
It is.
They're the Doge.
The Doge.
Okay.
They Dogen.
They Dogen.
Yeah, in Australia.
Is the name Doge the government efficiency one? Is it a reference to Dogecoin or is that just a?
I believe so.
coincidence? It
It
is.
has to be, sure.
Yeah, I think it's just all branding with Musk.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he wants to turn X into like the kind of full We Social China thing, right?
Oh, okay.
I thought X
What,
is
so
supposed
it's
to be
gonna
like the
have, like, a-
centerpiece for the whole everything.
So it's gonna have like a wallet and everything. Like,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He just wants to control your life.
Yeah, cool.
know.
And I think you should.
Yeah,
I think we
dude.
should let him. If I would trust my life with anyone, it's a white South African. That's who I want to have it with like 12 children to 13 women.
Yeah. And they're all little conclaves,
Yeah.
I believe.
Like the Pope?
Yeah.
In his defense, most of them
Yeah, Tom. They're all shit.
most of them are hot in his defense.
The children?
What?
The popes? These are some really hot popes. You got to check out these popes, dude. These are some of the hottest popes I've ever seen.
Yeah, the smoke out of the chimney, that's because they are hot.
Yeah. It's a fucking pope thirst trap.
It's like lifting the robe up one knee.
That picture that Trump posted up of him as the Pope is just.
But you saw that was based on an interview.
I didn't see
It
the.
was like the press, he's like walking by, he's like, Mr. Trump, who would you like to be Pope? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I think I'd be a good Pope. And then he got on the helicopter. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So he's in the running. A
Great
fish.
Pope. Best Pope.
Best Pope. Make the Vatican God again.
Have
I
you
don't
seen the
know.
movie Conclave?
I have not. Have you?
Yeah. And so that's all like.
What's it about?
Well, you won't believe it, but it's about a bunch of cardinals voting for a new Pope.
Yeah.
How is it?
It's actually great.
Mhm.
I loved it. Really good movie. But that's all I.
Hey, no spoilers.
Okay.
Do you think it's funny if Trump was Pope, the Vatican, like the gaudiness of the Vatican might be toned down a little bit? Like, he's like, this is a bit much for me. I think too much gold, too much jewels. Even for me, this is a lot.
Yeah, but it's got a nice little casino section.
Yeah.
Just some slots.
Oh, man.
Oh man, I got 4 crosses. That's a feature, right?
So the Pope, I think, you can bet on the Pope.
Yeah.
But I think I saw that the betting odds was like finishing today. Like I think that is today when they're going to announce the new Pope.
I don't know.
I think it just takes as long as it takes, doesn't it? Isn't that the whole point?
Okay.
of
I saw that announced
process
pre-sale.
Must be coming to whatever conclusion they usually think it will be.
You say you saw the pre-conclave presser?
I said pre-sale.
Oh, pre-sale.
The pre-sale on the new Pope. Enter God is real.
Oh. Yeah, okay. For 10% off.
Yeah.
A reverse tithe.
Yeah, the anti-tithe.
The anti-tithe.
Yeah, but no, the election. I wanted to say, good. I think right.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy.
Everyone seems pretty happy about it, which is
Yeah.
surprising.
I mean,
Not
even
like
if you're a Liberal voter, I think most of them also thought that Dutton was an absolute peanut. So, like, him losing his own seat is funny. And then it's even funnier that when Trump was interviewed, he was like, I don't even know what, good on Albanese. I don't even know who the other guy was.
Yeah.
Which, you know.
I mean, I'm sure he was telling the truth. This guy's never told a lie. That's why I'd make a great Pope.
So, yep. Very entertaining results. Let's see.
But
what happens.
it was nice, right? Because I think like just across the board in Australia, because the Liberals were kind of running that Trump-ish agenda, not realizing that Trump's approval ratings were going to be historically low.
Yeah.
By the time the election happened, and then Australia's like, actually, nah, get fucked.
It was also that weird thing where Dutton followed the Trump playbook where he doesn't have the one skill Trump has, which is charisma. He has none of it. And
No.
we'll just do that. I'll go on Mark Boris's podcast. That's the same as Joe Rogan, right?
No sound bites. No, he's not saying anything funny. I don't think he has a sense of humor.
I was going to say, can you guys in your head picture Albanese or Dutton's voice?
I can picture Albanese.
I don't think I got either.
No?
If you like do an impression of one of them, and I'm like, I just do some Greek from Magville for Albo. The one impression I can do.
Yeah.
I'm going to whip it out again. But no, I think it's good. Yeah, I think at the show, how funny was it though? Because I kind of talked about it because it got called before everyone went on stage.
Yeah,
because
that
I
was
went on
crazy.
stage at 8:45, and like the election was already called, and I was like, "There's no way it's going to be called by the time I'm on."
Yeah.
And it was done, locked and loaded.
Yeah, it got done so quick.
And it was funny, like when I mentioned it, the left half of the room all clapped, and the right half of the room did not.
Yeah.
Like the entire sections kind of sat themselves based on their political allegiance.
Yeah,
It was very
okay.
fun. But the thing I was going to say that I liked, well, this election, because we'll talk democracy sausage, that's kind of taken over the Australian rhetoric around the election. I was going to ask you guys 2 questions. How much did you pay for yours? And what bread receptacle was it in? Because I think even though we've kind of shut down Trump's influence, the American influence on Australian politics, I believe the influence on the democracy sausage
You
is
think so?
rampant.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
it's no longer a slice of bread.
No.
The last 2 I've had have been a hot dog bun,
Yes.
Oh.
which I am vehemently against.
Yeah, okay.
In Gladesville, it was still white bread.
Nice.
I had a hot dog bun, but they also had white bread for the bacon egg roll. So you could have the bacon and egg or the bacon egg sandwich in bread, but the sausage came in a bun.
There you go. Could you reckon you have asked? Been like, oh, can I get a slice?
No, you know what? I wanted the bun.
You wanted the bun?
I wanted the bun.
I don't know about this. Just feels wrong.
Yeah. I think it's objectively, it's not the tradition, but I think it is better.
I'm a simple man. White bread, sausage, onion, tomato sauce, maybe mustard if it's there, but otherwise.
See, again, I feel like mustard is some Seppo bullshit, and I don't want it invading my sausage.
What does Seppo mean?
Septic tank,
tank.
yank.
Oh,
Americans
okay.
are full of shit. World
Yeah.
War II in Brisbane that originated.
You don't know Seppo?
I do now.
Yeah, it's
board.
great
Yeah, great.
because you can say it.
And yeah,
It's
sure.
as far as slurs
now.
go.
Yeah.
Fucking light it up. Nobody cares, brother.
Yeah.
We're having a great time.
Yeah, that one and the N word, right?
Yeah, the one that you wouldn't say.
Yeah. That is the nice thing about the whole N-word, F-word thing is we've come to really realize that slurs aren't forever and you got to enjoy them while you got them. You got to really make the most of them.
I remember when this used to be a word, not just a letter
Letter.
We just
and
got
an implication.
We just got our second warning on TikTok for the OG crew because I posted up a video of Alan reading hate mail about himself, calling him a retard,
Oh.
and saying, "Oh, I didn't know retard was back." And apparently, it's not back on TikTok. You get a warning for it.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on TikTok. You can't call an Asian person a retard. Try it with you next time. See what happens. The Chinese government's like, no, we agree. Yeah. Spot on.
So
Yeah, but do you remember how much you paid for the sausage? Because I think there's a myth globally that the democracy sausage, because it has become this kind of meme thing. I think people think it's free.
Oh,
Like you
no.
vote and you get like a sausage as a reward.
Yeah.
I thought in my head that it wasn't free, but I thought it was remarkably cheap in my head. I thought it was like $1.
Like almost cost price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not. They're turning profits over there.
Because they're raising money for the schools, right?
I imagine so. But if it wasn't, I wouldn't know. You know, no one's checking. No one's auditing.
They had a side table at the Gladesville one where they had a bunch of old ladies, old biddies, selling like dessert slices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raise money for like, what would you call it? Like undesirable orphans. It was
Is that what you call it?
Is that what you'd call it? Undesirable orphans. I don't know about you. I want to adopt a desirable orphan.
I think it's like ones when they get to like 13 to 16 where they're like they're dipshits and they're like almost like old enough to live on their own and nobody wants them.
Dude, you're really making this seem like a rescue for dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, it's a bit old. Don't you want a pup?
Even then, I don't think they're allowed to call them undesirables.
Undesirable
they call them
dogs.
greyhounds.
This was when she said what they were. This is how I translated it in my head.
Yeah, we're saying you're wrong.
Okay, all right. Then you adopt a fucking 14-year-old dipshit.
The
Nobody
old
wants
orphanage.
them. So anyway, I was
I think it's a
selling.
way more problem if you go asking for a desirable orphan. Like,
What's the youngest you got? I want the youngest
honest.
possible orphan. I want a desirable, young, definitely not a dipshit. And I was just thinking, oldphanage? Is there anything in that? Nah.
probably not.
Nah, well, that's a shame.
So,
But how much did you pay?
No, I didn't pay for this shit slice because my mum looked at them and goes, "All those slices are no good."
So you're saying they're also undesirable?
Trying to raise money for the concept that they already are. So
You reckon these dipshit teenagers made the slices?
probably.
Can't even cook. If you're going to buy a 13-year-old, I want them to work, obviously.
It's another reason why they should be kept in their cages or whatever. Wherever they are.
I think you meant to call it a crate.
You know, you're mispronouncing it as friends. It's creche.
Crash.
Then how much did you pay for the sausage? You dickhead.
I can't remember. I think it was like $4. It was like too much.
Because I think it's
I've paid more than that.
exactly. I think it changes based on where you are in Sydney. I think in
for
the
sure.
eastern suburbs, there's a sausage levy.
Yeah, for sure. What did you pay?
5.
I paid 6.
You paid 6.
I paid 6.
Jesus.
$6. That's
That's too much.
Bondi inflation.
Yeah.
Where'd you vote?
Waverley Public School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because there was a public school coup here, because it's usually Coogee Public where the voting happens, but no, it was the Catholic school down the road.
Yeah, right.
I think maybe they use the Pope dying as a bit of a sympathy gainer.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, look, it's been a tough week for us.
Yeah.
Can we do the sausage sizzle?
As far as the Catholic Church is concerned, they're all desirable orphans.
Purgatory's bloody full of them.
Who was like I remember there was a time where I was kind of more aware of who the Pope was at any point. Who was the last Pope?
Pope Francis.
Francis. And was he a good one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
he
good.
was-
Very
he was
progressive.
great.
Progressive.
He was a prog Pope.
Didn't he use the Italian slur for the F word?
For gay boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
That's
But he
cute.
was saying he was saying how much he loves the Pufters.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the literal translation was, I love her, the Pufters. I cannot get enough. They're coming to heaven. But yeah, he was very progressive. He was like for condom use and stuff. He was good.
Yeah, okay.
Because remember, the other Pope retired, Pope Benedict.
Oh,
Because there was the classic Pope, the OG Pope, Pope John Paul II,
Who I met.
okay.
who he met.
All right.
He blessed me on the forehead.
Yeah, he
What
was
was that?
like
What's that?
undesirable, and then went back to Poland.
Yeah, that's it.
Did that have any? Did that? So I've had friends who've met like old school monks and whatever, and they're like, you could really feel the like, you know, I almost felt like I was kind of high when I got touched. Did you get anything from whichever one you said, Benedict? Did you get any
Did you get a contact high?
contact high?
It was more of a full body high.
From JP2.
Yeah.
He just seemed like a friendly old gentleman.
Okay. So
I mean, I was like 12 at the time.
yeah.
Undesirable.
Yeah. He just came by. He said something in Latin or some kind of spell. I don't know.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah.
Crossed you up.
And then just did something across on the forehead, and he seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, I reckon that'd be like a big optics thing, like the Wiggles with the guns.
Yeah.
It's like if you're like the Pope, they're like, you want to do the full cross? Like, no. Hands are we can see him, Pope.
Yeah.
Right on the forehead. Don't even think about going to the name of the Father and the Son.
And
you know?
then, yeah, so it was just a brief. There wasn't much time for a chat, and then he got put in the Pope-mobile, which has like thick glass because he got shot one. He got shot one time.
Was that JP2 who got shot?
Yep.
Was he the one that introduced the
think so.
bulletproof glass in the Pope-mobile?
I'm pretty sure.
That was Tony Stark.
Pretty sure it was JP2 that got shot. Or was it JP1? One of them got shot, and it was one of
They weren't sequential, were they? I don't think it was John Paul 1 straight into John Paul 2.
Was it not an immediate sequel?
They had a spin-off. They had Hobbs and Shaw, then they were back.
Well, in that case, I think it was JP2 that mostly got shot because I think it was during his papacy that they made this glass thicker.
Who was the one that moved the priests? Who was the one who got really done for that? That was one of the recent ones, right?
I think that was all of them, man.
Yeah, but didn't one kind of spill the beans? Didn't one give it away?
Look, I don't want to, speak out of turn. I don't know the exact stats on that one.
Okay.
Like, my understanding was like, I don't think the Pope is like doing that. You know what I mean? The Pope's the CEO. There's another guy. There's another guy underneath who's like kind of moving him around Boston or whatever.
Like Succession.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the mafia, you know?
There's
It's
a
like-
Womsgams in there. There's a little pain sponge
Yeah.
sorting it out.
Even if it was the Pope, you'd never get him on tape. It'd be like you just like a couple of quiet whispers to a cardinal, like just go take care of it. They're Italians.
Yeah. They're Italians.
Literally, they're not. Pope John Paul II was Polish.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
but they're in Italy.
That's true.
I don't know about you. When I go to Italy, I join the mob
Yeah.
immediately.
I mean, yeah.
Big closer.
Well, I think all the favourites to become the next pope, a lot of them are Italian. Or they have very Italian names. There's one that's got the funniest name. It's something like Pizzalotta. Cardinal
That's
Pizzalotta.
a prank call for sure.
Cardinal Pizzalotta.
I had a guy at school, Pizzolato. Was it that?
No.
I just imagine when he's like, they're announcing the votes, it's like, okay, and Archbishop Lotta Pizza. Oh, who did this? Who was it? Bunch of cardinals in the back.
Got him. Dickhead.
Yeah, there was here we go.
Here we go. These are the Pope favourites. Who's the favourite?
Okay, so no. The favourite is Pietro Parolin.
Pietro Parolin.
Pietro Parolin.
Yeah.
Luis Antonio Tagle.
Okay.
Matteo Zuppi.
Great.
And then this is my favourite one of all. This is the guy I'm betting on. Pier Battista Pizzabola.
Pizza Baller.
Pizza
Pizza
Baller. Pizza Baller.
Pizzabola.
Fuck yeah, dude. He's good.
Yeah, nice.
We like Pizza Baller.
As if you don't want Cardinal Pizzabola becoming the next pope. What's he going to
Do
do
you
himself?
reckon, like, Tom, back at the Uke offices, you guys going to do like a sweep or
Oh, that'd be
like
good.
the Melbourne Cup?
That's funny.
The old papal sweep?
Yeah.
Who'd you get? I got Pizza Baller. Oh, fuck, that's good.
Can you get runners up? Do you get runners up in a conclave?
I don't think so. I think there's a deputy pope. Popey?
Nah.
Opity.
But, yeah, I don't think there's any Aussie Cardinals these days, is there? After
Nah, it's like the Tour de France. We had a good run. Now it's all over.
Was our best Pell?
Yeah, our best was Pell. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, he wasn't the best,
Yeah.
but he was up there. He was podium.
Yeah. So anyway, it sounds like someone
be
with
great.
a very Italian name is probably the fifth favorite, Peter Turkson. That's saying really like it's like
Peter Turkson. You reckon that's
Matteo
just Dutton having a second crack. Got to win something.
Matteo Pietro.
Is Donald Trump on there in terms of the odds? Trump wins another one.
No, but anyway, watch Conclave if you want to understand the
Oh, but
process.
then Musk could get into the Vatican and do the Department of Papal Efficiency.
Yeah.
Dope.
Nope, that's good.
Department of Papal Efficiency. I like it.
Yeah, we got to lose some of these priests, man. Surely we can just get AI to do it. You did bad. Give us cash. Oh, man, it's good.
Yeah.
It is good.
Pizza baller.
Pizza Baller is good. But it's baller with an A, we should say, for the floggers out there.
Bala.
Pizza bala.
What, no hard R.
No hard R, unfortunately not. So you can sing it in karaoke.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's allowed. Well, we should probably jump over to the Patreon.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so.
This feels early for you. I feel like you like a little buffer.
We've got a big thing for the Patreon. Tell us about it, Dan.
Well, I actually did have a thing that we're going to do on the Patreon.
Oh, great.
And I think the floggers are going to need to sign up in order to hear it.
Okay.
Because we've done Melbourne Comedy Festival, where it's the only chance this year, I believe, apart from Perth, to do the 3 Flog Super Pass.
Yeah, it's true.
And some floggers completed it. Thank you, floggers. And I wanted to figure out which one of us is which Gold Coast theme park.
Oh, yeah, you brought that.
Who's Movie World, who's Sea World, who's Wet and Wild? Don't answer it now.
Isn't Dreamworld on the Gold Coast as well?
Ooh.
It is, but it's not part of the pass. It's a different
Is it not?
organisation, I believe.
Interesting. Dreamworld's on its own.
Movie World, Sea World, and
Wet and Wild.
Yeah.
I believe those are the big 3.
That's the pass. And then I
That's
think
the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yes, exactly.
Then Dreamworld is...
I think I've got a
Israel?
Oh, yeah. Oy vey.
Israel's been encroaching in on the Great Aussie Outback Spectacular.
Oh, you meant the state. I meant Falau.
I think I'm into Dreamworld the most out of them.
You went to Dreamworld the most?
Yeah.
That's offbeat for you. That's a bit hipster for you. Bit indie. Hitting up the indie park, the indie theme park.
What's the...
I like the early rides better.
Because Dreamworld has a water park specialty one, doesn't it?
Does it?
Well,
Attached to it?
I mean, it had the
White Water World?
It had that
Wet
horrible-
Dreamworld?
Dreamworld had the one with that.
Wet Dreamworld's very good. It's a shame Hammer missed it so many times.
It's okay. He won't listen back. He's just missed it for life.
Yeah.
Floggers, it's good to be back in a Sydney cabin.
Yeah, first in a while.
Yeah, all 3 of us together. Very nice. Some of us are still on the road. Hammer's got a big announcement coming soon.
Well, by the time this comes out, it'll already be out. So yes, I'm about to tour New Zealand in mid-June. So if you're in New Zealand, firstly, kia ora and chur.
That sucked. That was so shit.
Yeah, fuck you.
For anyone in Fiji, first thing's Bulla.
Kia ora and chur. And I'll be over there. I'm going to Hamilton, Auckland, Tauranga, Christchurch, and Wellington. So check them out. And then I'll be announcing some more Aussie touring dates very soon.
And Tom, you will be?
I'm in Brisbane. If you're watching or listening to this the day it comes out, I'm in Brisbane tonight, Thursday the
8th of May.
Thank you. 8th of May. And then I've got Sydney Comedy Festival the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th of May, Thursday to Sunday.
I believe there's going to be some floggers at your Sydney Comedy Festival show.
Fantastic.
Completing the double flog kind of super pass.
Yeah.
Mega pass?
I guess.
Kind of pass.
Yeah, kind of pass.
I already
Okay,
know
pass.
exactly what they look like.
Yep. It's going to be fun. And I'm in Brisbane May 8th to 11th at the Brisbane Powerhouse. And then I'm in Perth May 16th and 17th at the Record Bite. I think 16th might have already sold out. There's like 10 tickets left for the 17th. So check that out. We did a plug.
Yeah.
That was very nice.
We never do that.
We never do that.
No.
But yeah, jump across to the Patreon. There is so much on the Patreon now. And the drunk cast from the Super Bowl is going to be there very, very soon.
Got to do that.
Yep. It's Tom's task to remove Hamo's words.
A lot of things.
A lot of
A
things.
lot of things.
We can put another video, or do we get rid of that? I think we're like the video is going to be too much.
We spend so much time talking about the fact we're naked in it. Like, it's going to be weird not to put the video out.
I think I might have deleted it.
No, I haven't.
Uh-oh. All right. We'll see. Thank you, floggers. Jump across the Patreon for the 3 Flog Super Pass discussion. And otherwise, stay flogged up.
Check the dodgems.
Bye.